Welcome back to Dawn's English Podcast. So today's episode is a little different. Jay, we said we'd practice would today, right?
We sure did. And I thought, what better way to understand would than by hearing it in action, through a story. Not a textbook story, but something honest, a little bittersweet, and full of moments where would feels just right. So here it is, a story I wrote called, If I Could Do It Over. If I could rewind my life to the beginning of my 20s, there are so many things I would do differently. Not because I hate who I became, but because I know I would have grown into this person much sooner if I had just trusted myself a little more. Back then, I would say yes to everything, just so I wouldn't disappoint anyone. I would agree to plans I didn't want, jobs I didn't like, relationships I wasn't ready for. I thought being agreeable would make people like me, and for a while it worked. But deep down, I knew I would trade all that approval just to feel like I was being honest with myself. I would pretend to be confident in rooms that scared me. I would force a smile in moments that deserved silence. There were nights I would stare at the ceiling at 3 a.m., replaying things I didn't say, wishing I would have spoken up, wishing I would have walked away sooner, wishing I would have just asked for what I needed. If someone had told me back then, trust yourself, you're not wrong for wanting more, maybe I would have listened. Or maybe I would have brushed it off, the way I always did when something felt too close to the truth. There was one night I still think about. I was walking home in the rain. No umbrella, no plan, no real direction. I remember thinking, this is probably the version of me I would remember the most. Soaked, uncertain, but somehow alive. Sometimes I imagine what life would look like if I had taken the detour I was too afraid to try. I would have studied literature. I would have moved abroad. I would have written things that mattered to me, even if no one read them. Now, when I talk to people in their 20s, I never tell them what to do. But I always share what I wish I had known. I would bet on yourself, every time. Because looking back, I realized the world would have made room for me if I had just stopped shrinking. Today, I still don't have all the answers. But I know what I wouldn't do anymore. I wouldn't play small to make others comfortable. I wouldn't wait for permission to take a chance. And I wouldn't ignore my gut just to keep the peace. If I ever get to start over in another life or another dream, I know exactly what I would do. This time, I would live like I meant it.
Wow, that was powerful. So many feelings and all that through the simple word would. Now it's your turn. Think about it. What's something you would do differently? Or something you wouldn't change at all? Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. Stay tuned.